Hey, and welcome to an every shot from Big Met Golf Course here in Cleveland, Ohio. We're going to take off on the second hole. I actually got a bogey on the first hole, had some issues with the equipment, so this will be an 8-hole match instead of a 9-hole match. Nice drive, center of the fairway, FIR. I'm going to pull out the 8-iron about 150 yards out. Hit it okay, but actually end up a little bit short and to the right of the hole. This is an elevated green, so a lot of trouble. These close shots have killed me all year long. I actually switched from my 52 degree to a gap wedge just for more consistency. Not real happy here. Long par putt. And hit it okay. Definitely too short though. Later in the year, now this was taken in October, so I was a little bit slower. Can I get the bogey save? No, just miss it. That's a double bogey to start, 3-putt. On to the third hole, which is a pretty straightforward par 4, about 340 yards. Terrible shot. So one thing you'll notice is that I have completely gotten rid of the driver. So all hybrid off the tees, no matter what the distance lengthwise, unless it's a par 3. Good shot with my 5-iron, get myself back out into play. And I'm gonna hit a gap wedge. Now I'm about 115 yards out here, and I get all of it. Don't take any divot and fly the green. Hit this one, really tough position. I'm happy with it, honestly. So about a 12 to 15 foot shot to save bogey after a miserable hole. That doesn't happen. So it's going to be back-to-back doubles. Not the way you want to start a round. My goal here today is to break 45. I'm already +5 after 3. Par 3, about 170 yards. I hit this. I actually hit this very poorly, but with my clubs, they are forgiving. I'm hitting those D9s. I end up just left of the green, putting here. Technically not a putting stroke. And I actually try to be aggressive. So back-to-back doubles, I'm really hoping for a birdie. I don't know why. I never hit birdies. You can see me talking to my playing partner here. So I leave it long, about 8 feet. Can't hit the par putt. So instead of going in there -1 or just taking the gimme par, end up with a bogey. So here we go to a 450 yard par 5. You can see along the left, you've got all water. This hole, I always hit it really well. There must be some sort of wind stream going there. And I hit my hybrid about 245, which is the furthest I've probably ever hit my hybrid here. I take a pitching wedge just to be safe, aiming for that orange tree, and I do okay with it. So I'll be third shot, aiming into the green. You see there's a bunker on the left, and naturally I'm going to hit it right into the bunker. I have been decent from the sand, so we'll see how I can do here. Rather be putting than in the sand. A little left, but honestly, if I can get out in one shot, I'm happy with that. So about a 10-foot putt here. Decent speed, but I misread it. Not really sure what I'm jumping for. And I'm gonna get the bogey, which isn't bad for a par 5, but you know, when you have a decent drive there, it's tricky. So the next hole is a par 4, about 304 yards. Not a whole lot of trouble. I actually hit this drive fairly poorly. It hooks a little bit, so it goes a little left to right, and I end up just off the fairway. Only about 80-90 yards out. So I pull out the 52 degree wedge. I hit it okay, but a little bit short. So even on a short 300 yard par 4, I'm short here. Again, these are the shots that really trick me up. Not a good shot. but it leaves me okay. So about a 5-footer for a par, and I'll hit it. First par of the day, happy with that. So next we've got the showcase hole. It's a really hard dog leg left. It's a par 5, about a 515-yard hole. Not much you can do here unless you have a real big driver. But like I said today, I'm in the hybrid. So I'm going to be +7 after 6. So I'm okay with that. So I hit an okay hybrid. I'm actually in the fairway about 200 yards out. You can't tell from here, I'm still about 300 yards out, so it doesn't really matter what club I use. I pull out the 5-iron, just trying to get myself on the fairway. Not quite on the fairway here, but I have a decent look in, about 150, 160 yards out. I hit the 7-iron really flush, and I actually fly the green here. So what it's going to do is get me back into those spots that I hate. The gap wedge or some sort of wedge just off the green. I feel like I add strokes all day long. Really decent here for me, and you can see little fist pump. I'm excited. So I take my time with this putt, hoping for back-to-back pars. This is a par 5. This is probably the #1 handicap on the front 9, and I lip out. So really frustrating, but I'm okay. That's a bogey. I'm kind of cleaning it up. Hole 8 is a 163-yard par 3. You do have the Metro Parks byway kind of through here, and I hook the 7-iron, and I actually land. There's a creek behind those trees. So I take the drop. I've got my gap wedge again in my least favorite position, and I do okay. You know, a lot of times I leave myself way over or way under. I'm putting for bogey. In a somewhat makeable putt. So the putt is fairly poor, honestly. I read a left to right break. I didn't get it, kind of measure out the distance, and that's going to be a double bogey on that par 3. You know, I'd love to get 2 pars on a par 3, be a +0, but instead I'm +3 today. So the 9th hole, here I am. It's a 410-yard par 4. Fairly straightforward. On the right, there is that creek that follows that whole right side of the course. And you can see here there's an overhanging tree. So I've got a 6-iron. I'm going to try to actually hit it a little bit left of those tree branches. I miss my mark, but I go over top of them. Not a bad shot there for me. Gap wedge, about 50 yards. I'm in an awkward spot, so I hit it. It hits the apron. And if you can see carefully, ball rolling down, it was actually about 2 or 3 feet from the green before rolling back. Here's actually a really nice shot from the apron from a low to high position. So going to give me a shot for a bogey save, about a 6-7 footer. And I hit it. Really happy. That's a bogey for the last hole. That's going to be a +11, 47. You can see 3 of 7 fairways, 1 of 9 greens, 1 penalty stroke. Thanks for watching, guys. Follow for more high handicap golf on Blunder Boys. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it.